Quick question. Quick question. Tip, tip, tip on hardwood floor. 10, 10, tens across the board. Give them face, 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 face. Yeah, your face God never decline. My God. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Yummy, 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 yummy. Question. No shouting. When were you all going to tell me that Nicki Minaj had a sister? Y'all, when were y'all gonna tell me Nicki Minaj had a sister? Because I ain't know none of that. I did not know. I am so sorry. Did not. She a rapper, she a singer. So we just go. So Nicki Minaj, before I'm not we have a lineup, so I'll get to Nicki when we get to Nicki, but like so you're telling me that I know Nicki had a brother who went to jail for the P word, and we know that, but we ain't never heard about their sister. I ain't never heard about that sister. Yeah, apparently I'm not a barb. Apparently, apparently I'm not. I was never aware of this. I was today's years old when I found out Nicki had a sister. I was today's years old. That is wild. I know Cardi B has a sister. I didn't know Nicki had a sister. Her sister is like Ming Lee. What's up with them and these names? Like Chong Li, Ming Lee, Hong Kong, Taiwan. Like, Eh, anywho, before we before we actually get started, I was watching and I wasn't going to do a review at all of this, but now I have to because I was only passively listening to Tasha K interviewing Rose Miller. And then today, like everything started happening. Finn reviewed it and is reviewing it. And there's a part in the intro that I want us to go over. By the way, my skin looks great. I've been out in the sun and it's definitely giving chocolate. It is definitely giving chocolate. So I just love that for me. So let me though my skin does look like it's gonna look damaged in a minute. Give it 2 days and it's gonna start peeling, but that's neither here nor there. But it is giving right now. For right now, it is giving what needs to be gave. Um, I want y'all to watch with me in the beginning. I want y'all to watch with me in the beginning as I said chocolate. I don't know why you're putting toffee and almond. I don't know why y'all putting that. I said chocolate. I said dark chocolate. I don't know what y'all doing in these comments. All right. So I want y'all to hear this and let's discuss. I will be breaking it up a lot because we know Tasha K and her self don't like people reacting to her thing. But this is under fair use. And so I'm doing this for commentary purposes. So it is what it is, Tasha K. Someone is playing music and I don't like that.
I lost my Instagram account, and so I was just like, well, I'm just gonna post on every platform, and that's when I got started and kind of just took off.
Okay. Well, listen, I, of course, have come across your Instagram. I have seen the Instagrams with you and your husband, Brett, and I'm pretty familiar with you guys, okay? And so I don't watch every single video because, I'm a content creator as well.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to do that per se, but I do catch a lot of the viral clips. And if I don't catch them, the winos is always catching them, okay?
Yeah.
And so, you have never, ever made my lineup, my wine list. That's what we call it, the wine list. And because, you do what you do. That's your family. It's a family channel. You and Brett have had going on for quite some time. I did notice a lot of race baiting going on over there. Like, it seems like, black men was mainly, it was black men and black women that were mainly the audience of you and your husband who are in this interracial relationship. And then there would be a lot of memes created from your end to basically, I don't know, it seems like throw jabs at black men for not being for not being Brett to you. Because you you praised your husband a lot, and he happens to be white. And it seems like his color was more magnified than his manhood. And I feel the controversy is what kind of drove you into the algorithm.
Yeah. I don't feel like I don't know, purposely race baited. We do talk a lot about race in our content just because it exists, and we're not like, we talk about our experiences in life. That's what we do. We're a blog channel. And so literally, too often my son has been like, race is brought up. It is in everyday life. I feel like for Black people, period, it's brought up, but especially when you're in an interracial marriage, it's highly brought up. So we speak on that. As far as like hating Black men and everything like that, people try to accuse me of, it's not that at all whatsoever. But the statistics don't lie when it comes to Black men and Black women in the dating scene. And so my whole thing was to expand Black women's horizons, to expand the horizons, because I feel like interracial dating is not new at all whatsoever. But there's been a huge uptick in Black women dating out, because Black women are always so loyal to Black men, yet we're the least to ever get married. We're the most to be single mothers, So Black men have been doing this forever and downing us while doing it. I don't feel like I'm downing them saying as Black men by me doing it. I just want to let women know, like, you can expand your horizons to increase your opportunity of finding love and your worth,
Okay, that was a really good, thorough explanation, and I'm glad you kind of covered all bases. And
So she said, to expand your option, choose everyone, essentially don't exclude people based on race, date everyone, and your likelihood of getting a match increases. No one can push back against that. Statistically, no one can push back against that. All right? Let's hear what Tasha K says, because I don't see anything wrong here. To be fair, I don't watch her content. I know nothing about this woman. So if she's race baiting, I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about her content. However, if she's dating a white man and they're online, I can assume that being an interracial couple will be kind of central to their content, because it is who they are, right? So I mean, I don't know, but I've never seen it, so I don't know.
You speaking your truth. But to me, as someone, let's just say I'm here. I'm here both as someone who is just a spectator of the show, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also here as, a digital talk show host to ask you some pretty tough questions. And so you were in a relationship with a Black man, and you do have 2 kids by a Black man, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you got pregnant fairly young. And I believe you were married before, correct?
Yeah, I was pregnant at 18.
That's really young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So was he your husband or boyfriend at the time?
He was my husband with my boyfriend with the first one.
Okay, and then he later on became your husband.
Yeah.
Was he the same age as you?
Yeah, he's a year older than me. So we did purposely have the baby also.
Okay, and that's cool. You guys planned that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's and obviously that relationship is of no more. You've spoken about that relationship in a lot of videos and things like that. And to me, I feel like it's kind of the catalyst to why you decided to expand your horizons, because he did ultimately, from my understanding, leave you as a single baby mother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he does not pay child support or anything?
No, he did not for the longest. So currently he does, but that was a very, very long process. And I didn't want to do it. His parents told me to do it. But yeah, I'm glad that I did. And I advocate for all women to do it immediately.
So he's pretty much.
I know this is going to sound bad, so don't take my advice. But I do think if the man doesn't show up in your child's life and doesn't pay, and just disappears, that you should attempt to put them on child support. I don't think it's fair for you to be as a woman, raising a child by yourself without any help. By the way, this is why I am vehemently opposed to that conversation those men were having on with RFK Jr., because I don't think it is right, and you should not be ashamed when you put someone on child support. The reason you're doing it is because you and that person created a life, you carried the life, and you're taking care of the child. And it is absolutely wild. It is absolutely wild to expect you to do it on your own. And I hope that women aren't shamed into not putting people on child support. Please do.
Such a deadbeat is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
He
Now,
gets dramified when I talk about him publicly, so I try to,
okay. Now, is it fair to say, and I just want to play devil's advocate here for a second, you guys were 19 and 20, having kids, having a relationship.
AI viewers are reacting to Themis discussing her skin tone dysmorphia. What? On her podcast with those. With who? Opinions are mixed, with some showing support while others are critical of her decision today. All right, girl. AI need to step it up.
Relationship. Is it fair to say, yes, we do have statistics of Black men not being the best, but we have them in all races, right? Is it fair to say that, right? As well as there are white men in the community that are just as bad, okay, as Black men, and white women are going through some of the.
This, by the way, is what you call like running the fence. I think that's what you say in America. There is absolutely no reason for this broad explanation outside of an attempt to defend Black men as a whole. Black men as a whole is not currently under scrutiny. While we can have the discussion statistically, right now, when she's talking about her individual experience and you're interviewing her, unless you ask her about her thoughts on Black men generally, for her to tell you, I have 2 children with a Black man who was my a baby father and then my husband, and then he left, and I am a single mother, right? And now I found this new man who happened to be white, and we are together now. For you to take that scenario and start running defense, right, for the general population, that says more about you and your own thought process, Tasha K, than her. Right? Because if you did want to run that kind of defense, you would first ask her about why she chose to date this white man. And if she was like, well, I just fell in love, then you don't have to make that defense, right? But if she is attacking Black men as a whole, then you make the defense. It's wild for her to be with a Black man, they break up, her getting with a white man, and in that sequence of events, you decided to like point out racial similarities around who leaves who is single mother. The fact that you did that now means we now have to look at statistics. And I don't think that's what you want. I don't know why Tasha K did this. I'm so confused as to how her telling her story in this way without context. Maybe she said it on her channel and I'm missing that. But if she did, Tasha K's responsibility is to bring up what she said and dispute it with statistic, not just attack her. That is wild. Or attack a premise that was never made. Yeah.
The same things we're going through too. They just don't publicize them as much as we do, right? You think it's fair to say that your husband at the time of baby daddy was too young and too immature and maybe not educated enough to understand what comes with having a Black family?
No, and we don't care. No, and we don't care. No, and we don't care. What do you mean? So we're back to her situation now. She has a child at 18. The man was 19. They had another child at some other age in the future. What do you mean the man who was older than her didn't know? Do you think he didn't know what it meant to be a parent? She didn't either. Or maybe she did. Who knows? But the fact remains, he's not here. Like, why are you making a defense? Why are you defending someone you don't know? The man that she had to put on child support because he wasn't paid child support in his grown age, currently, right in this reality that we're now living in the context we live. Shout out to Kamala. The man is not being an involved father. He has to be forced to pay child support. And you are sitting up there saying when he had the child, he wasn't ready or he didn't know. You think that could have been the case? Yeah, it could have been the case. But right now, he has to be forced to pay child support. his family told her that she needed to put him on child support. I don't understand this defense. Like, I don't understand this defense at all. Well, maybe he wasn't ready. Well, if you're not ready, don't impregnate people. Like, if you're not ready as a man to be a father, if you don't know what it means to be a father, don't have a child. Like, what do you mean? That's not a defense. It is not a defense. For you to sit up there like, or maybe he wasn't ready. Oh, and what about it? We have a child, so you now have to be ready. You have to become ready. What do you mean? Maybe he wasn't ready. He was older than she was. Makes no sense.
That age, 20.
Absolutely. Yeah. But there's no excuse for today. It's like, yeah, there's no excuse for today. His actions today.
Okay, but he is paying child support, right?
At 30. No.
What do you mean he's paying child support? Paying child support is not raising your child. Like, and this is how you know she's diabolical in this way. I don't know, Tasha K, this is not an attack. But for you to sit there and say, maybe he wasn't ready, he was a child. She goes, well, what about now? She goes, okay, but now he's paying child support. Okay, so you were defending him. Let's get that straight. You are defending him not being a good father. Because when you say he was too young, and she says, okay, maybe he was too young. What about him now? And you said, oh, well, he's paying child support. Do you think paying child support is raising your child? Do you think that a man being forced, mind you, to pay child support is raising their child, is being a father? That he is paying child support now comes out of your mouth in response to her saying, what about now, is absolutely diabolical. That is wild. This kind of defense, I think, put men in this very weak, infantile position where it's like, why would you even do it? Even if you're attempting to defend black men, why would you put us in a situation where we're viewed as weak and useless? Because you can't tell me that me paying child support would be me being a father. That's not enough. Paying my quote unquote child support, and we don't even know how much that is, paying child support isn't being a father at all, in any way.
Oh, he's paying it not by his own will at all whatsoever. The government is taking that. Every check they're taking.
Well, I mean, I have cousins who are great fathers, and they put themselves on child support.
Right. And he did not do that. Yeah, even though his dad, most of them don't.
How is that a response? How is that a man voluntarily putting himself on child support and him being a good father? Well, are two separate things. But that's good for you. But this woman just told you that this man was being put on child support. It wasn't voluntarily done by him. He was placed on it. He doesn't want to do it. He had to be forced to do it. He doesn't show up for his kids. Like, this woman just told you this. So for you to sit there like, I have people who, it's not the child support that's the problem. It's that he had to be placed on child support and that he doesn't show up for his kids. That's the problem. Like, Tasha K has to go all out of her way to misunderstand what is happening here. Like, she has to go all out of her way to misunderstand what's happening here. And it doesn't, I know it's meant to defend, but it just highlights a kind of weakness that I don't like, where at every turn there is an excuse. Oh, he was too young. Well, he was older than her, and you can't use that he was too young because he's grown now. They're not together doesn't mean you don't be a father to your child. And paying child support forcibly is not you being a father. You have to know this. This is not something that I should be saying to Tasha K. Tasha K should definitely know this.
Cousin husbands are amazing men. And that's what I always say. Like, I speak on things as a whole, and we got to be honest about the disparities in our community in order to change them. So maybe if I ruffle a little feathers in the Black community, maybe it'll make them look at it instead of like, oh no, that's not true. The way that Black women like go hard for Black men in the comments, Black men don't do that the same for Black women at all. So
Okay,
like,
so that's a whole different conversation. I just kind of wanted, because a lot of times we base our actions off of reactions, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so you kind of spearheading into the algorithm with this white man who you kind of deem as as better than any other man that you came across, especially Black men. And I saw a lot of the videos where you were.
If she says especially Black men, that is wild and weird and all of that. But of course, she would think her husband is better than all the men she's come across. Why would you think she would think anything differently? I would hope that the man you chose to marry, from your perspective, is the best, most compatible for you. I would hope you hype your husband up regardless of their race. Like I am hopeful that you love your husband more than other men. Like I'm like I don't see a problem with this. Again, I don't watch her channel, but for me, it's not for me to go out and do extra work. If Tasha K is accusing this lady of something, she needs to bring the proof. And the fact that Tasha K is not bringing any proof, it's weird. It's like, if you have a problem with this woman dating out, then say you have a problem with her dating out and actually have the conversation that you actually want to have. You have a problem with her dating out, you have a problem with her putting it online. Talk to her about that, and y'all can come to some kind of consensus about what should and should not happen among you all. But to attempt to be unbiased and say you were going to do devil's advocate is weird. Like, this is weird because you are not running defense for Black men as a whole, which is like, why? Like, you don't have to. If she fell in love with a white guy, she fell in love with a white guy. Love is love, move on. If you have an issue with her, name the issue and discuss it. Don't hide behind, oh, you're race baiting. She should have asked, how? How am I race baiting?
We're saying another Black man's trash is a white man's treasure. Like, I've seen like the clips, and to me, like I said, that you may not agree, they do give race bait. And for you to be 19 and your baby daddy at the time being 20, that's a decision that y'all both made. And like you said, y'all both made that. Is it fair to put it on him that he is the reason as to why you guys went south, why he's not able to afford to take care of
the go what? He's the reason he's not the dad. He's not a dad. Yes, yes, it is completely his fault unless you, Tasha K, can find this woman either in court or physically preventing this man from being a father. If you can provide that, it is, yes, completely that man's fault that he left his two children with her and chose not to be a father. It is his fault or the system's fault that he cannot provide for them kids. What do you mean you can't blame him? Yes, you can. You can blame him. He is the one not there taking care of his child. That don't make no sense. What do you mean you can't blame him? You can't blame him. What do you mean? Both of them created the child. She is there being a mother. He is not there. So you blame him 100% for his absence in the children's life, not the mother's life, in the children's life. When you remove yourself and take away your responsibility, that's all on you, Tasha K. That is all his fault. That's it.
kids. Could you have been just as equally kind of toxic in that relationship as well too?
Sure, she was a terrible person, terrible woman through the TV, all of that. Yes, terrible. She and him, they're the cause of the ending of the relationship. Completely fine. What that got to do with him not being a father and have to be forced on child support? What does that have to do? What does the ending of the relationship between this woman and her ex have to do with the man deciding not to take care of his responsibility?
Absolutely. I feel like women, when they, and it's not something that's talked about enough at all, especially in the Black community. When we have babies, after our hormones are so out of whack. And so when I was with him, I had a baby, and then a year later, I have a baby postpartum again. So
Right.
like, yeah, I'm like going through things that he can't understand, doesn't know how to try to understand. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, I'm not him in like the past. Like that's neither here nor there to me. Like that's really not a big deal to me. My thing is we're 30, 32. Like take care of your kids.
Okay.
That's
but he's doing that, even though, but he's working a job so that he can pay child support, correct? So
no, he's not. He's working a.
Why would you frame that foolishness? Tasha, this is kind of diabolical. What do you mean he's working a job so he can pay? He don't want to pay child support. He literally is being forced to pay child support. He is working to survive, and the government is making him pay child support. He's not working so he can pay child support. Nothing this woman said, nothing that you have access to. There is absolutely nothing that you know of that can tell you that that man is working so he can pay child support. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. You're just like randomly making stuff up. Like you're literally just making stuff up in defense of, and it's wild. Like there is no reason that the entirety of Black men has to be discussed in this context. She didn't bring it up, and Tasha K brought it up because she's running defense of without anyone prompting. There's no prompt. Like you didn't have to do that. Tasha K absolutely did not have to do this. She did not have to bring up the entirety of Black men to defend. You could just actually have the conversation with this woman. now, now it's like, why are you trying so hard and being so wrong and just like making random things up? Hey, Sin, welcome. Thank you so much. I don't see your comment, but I see the I see the emoji, so I'm pretty sure you're here.
Job because he has to work a job because it's a marriage. He won't be able to provide for himself if he wasn't working a job. So after I put him on child support, we went a whole year without him paying anything. Like, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm just taking off.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so he went like a year without paying anything or paying very minimum just to like stay kind of afloat. He has to pay $400 for 2 children. That's not a lot at all whatsoever. And so finally, he wasn't paying. He got his license revoked and all of that nonsense. So I finally pressed the issue where I made the government take it directly from his check. He doesn't have a say in that coming out. So no, he's not taking care of his kids like at all whatsoever. I have messages from last year with me saying in January.
By the way, Sin, you're right. She's not listening. She's not. I know she's not listening because she's doing the exact same thing I do when I don't care and I'm not listening. I'll be like, yeah, yeah. Like she's not listening. I see why her legal team. No, I waited for a minute because I wanted all the comments to pass. It is okay if Tasha K's husband is like good at the technical stuff, if he decides to work for her because they have a better business or all of that. I don't mind that. So, like, I'm not telling y'all to stop commenting that, but it feels odd because, like, I don't like to critique what someone says doesn't mean I have to critique them as a person, right? Like I am only talking about that which they're saying. I'm not attacking their personal life. I don't know their personal life, and I don't want us to veer into disrespect. Because I mean, again, this is what we would expect to see, and so because of that, I give grace, a ton of grace, because this is what I would expect to see. It's just wild seeing it. even though I would expect to see it. It's actually weird seeing it in real life.
Hey, do you want to pay for the tickets right now? They're only $99 each track. I'll buy one ticket and you'll buy the other so that you could get them in June. Nah, I'll take care of it. June came, he didn't get the kids. And then he flies out to his mother's house in August, take a couple pictures, and then like post the pictures and pretending like he cares for them or wants to do something when he's seen them for 4 days at his mother's house. And I've heard that story too many times in my own community.
Okay. How many Black men have you dated in your community? Besides your baby daddy? Yeah, besides your ex-husband, baby daddy. How many Black men have you dated?
Maybe 2 or 3 besides him.
And so you're done with Black men?
Naturally, like if I was not to be with my husband, I would not desire to waste my time trying to find the right Black man. Now, if I just somehow just fell in love, then I would be open to that. I'm not telling people to open horizons while I'm closing mine, but they wouldn't be like my first, option.
That's kind of strong. Like, cause you have a Black son, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what is wrong with that? She said, I would not specifically go after someone based on their race, but if it happens, it happens. I don't understand why you're attacking. I'm going to stop it right here because I do actually, this was not planned. This part of the stream was not planned, but like it is odd to then turn it on her like, what about your son? Well, he gonna have to compete when he like, what about your son? It's like, yeah, well, he is in a world with other men, and hopefully women aren't just gonna pick him just to pick him. Hopefully he can measure up, and that him in this new world where women are actually thinking deeply about the kinds of men they want to be with. Hopefully, I raise him to be a good enough man where women will see him as a good option, right? Like, I'm sorry. I look at that's just not like it is what it is. Sucks to suck if you can't compete. I am so sorry. But like it is weird to think that because you have a son, people should choose your son, even if your son is not good. Like, hopefully, your son is a good, kind, amazing person who knows what it means to be in a relationship and can create a good environment where women would feel like they want to be with them. Like, our men, I don't know. Like, yeah, nothing about my analysis would have changed. Let me hear what she says again here quickly and then go on.
Mm-hmm.
So are you is it okay if Black women were to skip over your son and say, hey, based off of my experiences with 3 Black men, I'm no longer prioritizing men in my own race. Like
That's a dumb question. She never said to skip over anyone. She says you need to date everyone and find the best man. The person that suits you best. And if it's not black, it's not black. It's not, don't skip. Oh, like, girl, anyway. Cantaron has been a member for 34 months. Thank you so much. Tasha is really just mad that lady sees Black men for who they proudly portray themselves as. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, etc. Here's the thing, though. In this interview, and maybe she has said something somewhere else that is weird, but she's like, I am not going to prioritize. I'm not going to, like, I can't tell people to open their options and I close mine. So everyone, it would be open if I saw divorce. And if it just happens to be a Black man, it happens to be a Black man. I'm not closing the door on a race of people to prioritize one. That's what she said. And from that, for some reason, Tasha K heard, so you're not going to exclusively date Black men, so you don't want Black men. It's like, no, they're in the pool of potential dating options. And if it so happened that they are the best man for the job, then they will get selected. My son will also be a part of that pool for some other woman that I'm telling to open their option. And if he, my son, is the best man for the job, then he'll get the job done. But he will not get any special treatment because of his blackness. Like, I don't I want to hear what her response again. Sorry. This is very important to me. I don't know why, but we're gonna move on after her response.
raising a black son without a black father, and right now his father figure is a white man.
Luckily, he has a great grandfather, which is my daddy, and also the baby daddy's father. They go to the baby daddy's father and mother's house every summer. They didn't go this summer, but they do have like black men in their lives. But if a woman was to skip out on my son because it was her preference, I would in no way, shape, or form be offended. Just like if my sons were to skip, if any of them were to say, I don't, a white woman is not my first option or a black woman is not my first option. It's just his preference. Now, if he's like down at black women, like, I don't want to be with no black women because they ugly and they this and that, that would be different. But preference, it's just preference.
Okay. But your preference is based off of bad experiences with black men?
No, my preference is based off of factual statistics. Yeah. So like, would I, knowing that we are the
I know. You want to know something? I know Tasha is sick. I know Tasha K is sick right now because she's like not interviewing this woman. She's challenging her, and that's okay. That's okay. You can bring someone on to debate them, but she tried to appeal to emotion with the son thing. It didn't work. Now she is like kind of attacking her, and I find it weird. This is kind of weird to be like this. Like Tasha K is making up what this woman is saying in her head, or she's jumping to certain conclusions that were not stated, and she is arguing from from the conclusion, right? And so there's no build up. So I don't actually know why Tasha K is mad. Like I know the woman is dating a white man, and she finds it a problem because she thinks this woman elevates white men over black men. I think that's the premise, but you have to prove that. You can't just say that and accept that we, the audience, also accepts that. You have to prove that and then tell her why and how she is wrong. Because now you are saying, you can't do it because the whole appeal to emotion when using the sun thing didn't work. So she has shifted gears and she's like, well, it's only your personal experience. So why would you do that? And she, instead of saying yes, the lady was like, no, I mean, it's based on statistics. And so she's now stuck. I know Tasha K is livid, but the reason you get caught there, the reason Tasha K got caught up is because she made a certain kinds of assumptions and she didn't verify any of these assumptions in the conversation, right? And that's a problem. That is a problem.
The least, and knowing, what I just wouldn't want to, especially at my age, waste my time dating someone that I know probably likely is not, going to take me anywhere farther than the date.
So is it fair to say that if black men were doing better, they could easily become your preference again?
Absolutely, yeah. Like if statistics were, if our mindset changed as a whole, absolutely, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that you're only with a white man because you can't get the black man that you want?
Oh.
No, Tasha girl, I'm gonna end it right here. Where did she say any of that? How did you because like what she could have really done was say something really messed up and say like, well, I mean, they don't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she could have said that, which would have really hurt Tasha K's feelings. Like, why would you make that conclusion? She found a man she loved, and she said statistically, this is where she found love, right? And this is where some women find love. And you are going to reframe it in like this weird way where it's like, is it because you couldn't get the man you, okay, she couldn't find him. Can anyone find him? If they can, good for them. Like, why would you make that like, she had a child. She had a man. She married this man. The man left her a single mother. She found another man. They married. They're having some family situation right now that looks messy to me, but it is what it is. Because when you're online dragging your man, girl, there's a problem there. I'm not even going to pretend like there's not a problem there. That's a problem. But like, for you to be like gaslighting this woman up there in this way, like, It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Like, you did not have to drag in the entirety of black men to have the conversation with this woman. If she did it, then defend away, drag away. But like, she didn't. She just talked about her own experience and her loving this man, and that just happens to be white. Now, you can think that she's lying. You can think that she thinks that white men are better than black men. You can think that, but you cannot act on that assumption without proof. You can't do that. All right. So, we will be randomly through the week reacting to this. I'm at 18-minute mark. I'm at the 18-minute mark. And like, I want to get this done under 2 hours. If I can't get the stream done under 2 hours, I can't go live randomly throughout the week as I plan. Like, I'm planning to like randomly go live, but like, I have to be able to get it under 2 hours. So like, y'all have to hold me accountable, or else I can't do this, because I do actually have things to do. All right, so let's actually start the video and get into what we came here to actually talk about. And we'll come back into this. We might use this to open a bunch of shows for the rest of the week or next week. So, all right, let's grab our coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that, and let's get into the video. So the game had something to say, and I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, I need to like unsubscribe from the Shade Room. I do need to unfollow the Shade Room, because the game decided to ask a question, and I don't know why. The game said, "Women, how long are you willing to wait for your man if he gets locked up?" Why is your man getting locked up, and why is this a question? Why is your man? Unless that man's name is Papoose and your name is Ramima, ain't nobody got time for none of this. And I say this knowing that a lot of women stay loyal and date men in person, wait for them to come out and all of that. Like, I don't understand. Someone said too busy. Okay, the eternal. Two business days. Why is this a question? That's the first thing. And why does this speak to something more? It feels like there is a preparation for something more. Like, in no other, like, I don't see this happening online outside of the hip hop community, where it's like, how long will you wait? Why is this a conversation? Like, why is the question not how long will you wait for your man to finish his degree? Like, why is that not the question? How long will you wait for your man to become a doctor? How long will you wait for your man to get out of surgery? How long will you wait before you call it quits if you're not married? Like, and even the second one I don't like, but like, why is it like, how long will you wait for your man while if he get locked up? Said, you know why? Like, how long will you wait for your man to complete his duty in the army? How long? Like, I don't understand why this is the question. Wait, wait. Someone block Petty. Can someone block Betty for me, please? Can someone please? Because, like, this feels like it is priming people to be willing to accept certain level of degeneracy. And, like, obviously, like, sometimes things happen. You might be locked up unjustly. But, like, why are you asking women how long they gonna wait? They're not gonna wait, hopefully. Look at this comment though. Look at these comments. Police, you have the right to remain me. God do. Yeah, this one is said, as soon as he booked, I'm took. I don't know. As soon as he booked, I'm took. Oh my god, here we go. All right, here we go. I knew I would find one. My fiance is locked up right now doing 5 years. Yeah, where y'all telling these stories? Where y'all online telling these stories? Oh my god, my throat. Yeah, she got the ring. I haven't read this, so I don't actually know what's happening. I just saw my fiance is locked up right now, doing 5 years. He locked for providing for me and the kids we have together, and he's an exceptional man. Girl, what was he doing to provide? Wait, what was he doing to provide? Hey, oh. Wait, mm-mm. She is so proud too. I'm gonna wait every minute of that. Yeah, this woman is proud. And not only is she proud, she got a bunch of likes. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I do sorry, I do need to not be screaming like this. My fiance is locked up right now, doing 5 years. He's locked for providing for me and the kids we have together. And he an exceptional man, father and husband. Wait, what do you mean husband? When did he become a husband? Wait, am I missing something? My fiance is locked up. He is an exceptional man, father, and husband. I feel like you jumping a step. How you know he an exceptional husband, girl? Y'all just be claiming titles. Y'all y'all just be grabbing titles. Y'all just be claiming things. Claim it in the name of Jesus. Claim it in the name of Jesus. Claiming in the name of the prison system by Kamala Harris prosecutorial power, he will be yours. He will be your husband. Amen. In the name of the prosecutor, Kamala Harris. What? You better be out here manifesting a husband, girl. And he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going. Oh my God. Whew. I am hot. I probably should get out of these comments. He an exceptional man, father, and potential husband. I'm gone. All right, girl, period. We know why. So we know why he ended up in jail. Because she definitely was not about. Anyway, let me leave that alone. I'm going to wait every minute of that 5 years. Sorry, not sorry. Why are you telling us sorry, girl? Do you? Do you? Okay, same thing, just different. Okay, same thing, just different sentence. What? That's the one legit reason. God bless your family, but if it's over something he didn't have to do, nah. Mm. What do you mean didn't have to do? Someone said 32. 32. Wait, y'all, y'all. Somebody, she said this is your real one. I ain't reading that. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. This man said Shawty too real. She definitely too real. Okay, ain't nobody doing that. Free him. What was he doing to take care of his family, girl? Someone said, as you should. In a way, let's see. This man goes, what's jacked up is some woman wait all that time for a man he get out and still cheat on her. Girl, he probably cheating on her in the oop, ooh, ooh. Wait, yo, the way my throat is hurting, yeah, the way what's jacked up is some woman wait all that time for a man he get out and still cheat on. Yeah, literally, and be cheating while I think they in jail. He cheated while he's in there. Let me go to another one. Sorry. she said, wait, y'all, this ain't right. this ain't right. This ain't right. Mine doing time right now. I'm riding and standing on business about him. Ain't no man realer and love me the way mine does. Whether he in jail or in the free world. I would never trade our y'all down bad. Y'all done for the count, girl. Yeah, just at this point, just hang it up. Just hang it up, girl. These women bragging. They're like, and it's not like one or two. It's like multiple facts. Mine too. We locked in now. No, he locked in. Why you saying he locked in, girl? You free. You are free. You are free. You're not in prison. Stop talking about we locked in. You're not his. Well spoken. Finally, the word of a real queen. Hey, hey. He didn't care much about a future with you if he did something to justify being locked up. Well, we don't know that. We don't know if he was protecting her and providing for her. Ain't nobody reading all that. This one said, soon as he gets in the back of the cop car, forget about it, period. Soon as the judge says guilty. All right. All right. Anywho, so apparently women are answering the game. Women are answering the game in my throat. I think I just messed up my throat with all that. Incarcerated provider is wild. Look. They gonna find a way. They gonna she must have Valerian blood to wait 30 to 120 years, girl. Period. Girl, what he do to get 30 years? Y'all talking about that? My throat, like literally, I can't talk. I need to calm down. Let me drink my tea. 30 years is wild. For you, someone to get 30 years, I'm gonna need to know what they did. I do. I need to know what they did. All right. Anyway, I'm done with him. Let's move on. So apparently Nicki Minaj had a sister. I ain't know nothing about this sister. She did a long form interview. Ain't nobody got time for that long form interview. I don't actually care. Let me say this. Let me say this. If I were a rapper and I were beefing with another rapper, and my brother is out there talking, and they ask who your favorite rapper is, girl, I'm gonna have a problem if it's not me. And if you can pick between me and my rival, just know you're gonna be cut off. Just know you're gonna be cut off. It is weird though to know that Nicki Minaj has a P brother who is in prison, and not to know she has a sister. And it does feel like there are rumors about Nicki not liking women, other women, and even particularly in the rap game. To be fair, I don't blame Nicki. All them people are backbiters. After watching I Spice, pause. Y'all listen to Ice Spice album? Because I did like JT's album. I know a lot of people didn't like JT's album, but I like that Sideways song. That Sideways song has me in a chokehold. That Sideways song have me in a chokehold. Um, but I tried to listen to Ice Spice song, and it's gonna be a no for me. But all of these girls backstabbing Nikki, and I'm here for Nikki saying, "Look, I'm not about this fake friendship, whatever." But to not know she has a sister is wild and diabolical. However, let's hear what the sister had to say about the Nicki Minaj.
Like, I think y'all think talent, like,
we getting mad at me, but this is for you. And it's like at a young age, it's like you don't know how to answer questions like those. I never needed her to help me get to my goal. I just needed her to see that I can do it and she can be proud of me without having to think that I needed to have an easy way to get to the top.
Is that important to you to feel that sense of independence to do it yourself?
It really is important to me. I used to have this urge of just trying to like impress my sister. I'm not gonna lie, I always had this urge to impress her because anybody else I wouldn't give a about.
So what's your current relationship with Nikki?
We was never close. She was like always like busy. She be busy and stuff like that. I be doing my too. Like even though people do think that like we are not cool, we're gonna argue. I'm not gonna lie.
But what was life like for Amin growing up?
It was kind of.
Someone said twin. She looked like Asian doll to me. But I do see Nikki's resemblance and the mom resemblance. I hope it's with the mom because whatever. As checks getting... Ain't nobody doing this. Ain't nobody doing this with you, Asian. Thank you for... Assassin, sorry. Thank you for being a member for for 22 months.
It's nothing new. Like siblings don't fight.
What you be doing, man?
I was gonna say, why?
Listen, bro.
Why do you think?
Listen, bro.
Niggas
Niggas just mean, bro. Respectfully, I'm not even gonna lie. I be getting everyone tight, bro.
People were saying that y'all look just alike. Do you think you guys look like twins?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, wait.
Do the face.
Oh,
Let me see you. Let me see you do a face. Let me see you do the face.
There you go.
And so for the people that don't know, you and Nicki Minaj are half sisters through your father, correct?
Yeah, through my father, exactly.
Girl, how you look like the mom and it's through your dad? How you look like them? By the way, now I see why they're not close. I understand. Look, if my dad had a bunch of children, girl, I know them kids. I know them kids. Me and my look. Look, if you're imagine your dad just out there running amok, right? I'm not saying this about their father, right? But like when I was growing up in Jamaica, like my uncles. Let me not use my family. I can imagine having a father who runs around and have a bunch of children. The only person, unless we're in the same household, the only person is the person I shared a womb. Like I don't know you. I will treat you with respect and love and care as I would do any random stranger. I will love you because I love humanity, but like ain't no special, no. There's no special nothing. Like, no, absolutely not. It is what it is. Call me what you want to call me. That's that on that. No.
Have the same dad. She was a good sister. Like she did check up on me, my dad from time to time. Like she always made sure that we was like, at least good situated in a way. Like it doesn't matter if she was distant or not. She was still like, being there. She was still making sure that we was all good. Like I don't have no hate towards her. And if people think that I do, that's y'all problem, not mine.
Do you think that like Nikki may be trying to protect you from like the bad side of the music?
Absolutely. Be getting mad at me. But this is nothing new. Like siblings don't.
So Nikki heard part of this. And to be fair, I didn't see the sister say anything too bad. The Cardi thing was weird, right? Someone said, "Are you really Jamaican?" So if we raised in the same household, Like I don't see my cousins that were in the house, like they're like my siblings, right? So like I love them like my siblings, but like girl, if I'm a child and I never met you and you I heard like imagine someone come like, "Oh, I'm your brother from your dad's side and we've never met. I actually only have met you once when you were a child." Girl, get out of my face. Get out of my face. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, you're not. I don't know you. You don't know me. We can try to be friends. You can be my personal shopper. I'm joking. I'm joking.
is doing interviews. Why would a person speak on a person they love? Why would a person speak openly about a private person? Why would a person do that? Who would you who would you speak about in your interviews if someone wanted to interview you? Yourself, right? It's always a bad sign if if a person who's not even in your line of work. Why would a person speak with people in your line of work? Like, I think y'all think talent, like you could catch it like a cold, or or maybe people could pass it through the genes. Even with blood relation, what God has given to me is mine. You have to go and get your own. You have to discover whatever it is that you're great at. Being a mooch and a clown don't run in my DNA. Is doing interviews with people in your line of work. Like, I think y'all think talent, like you could catch it like a cold.
So, I don't like that. I think that is nasty. And I know I'm joking about like a long last family member, but I wouldn't like even if they're using my name, let's assume I'm Nicki Minaj and a family member that I don't fully know is using my name, unless they're being disrespectful, then they'll see the cease and desist. They'll get this gag order real quick. But if they're not, like I don't see the harm necessarily, and it just feels like Nikki, who the private person? Nikki girl, Nicki Minaj, Nikki the Harajuku Barbie. Who is this private person you speak of? Now, who is this private person you speak of? Because it is wild for you to be paying your brother's legal bill. You know what? We're moving on from Nicki Minaj. The thing is, as a fan, as someone who really cares for Nicki's artistry, I do. Drag me, it is what it is. It's hard to justify fully because of her actions and the people she tends to associate herself with, and also the people she tries to support. And it's like, why are you always wrong? And I'm not saying she doesn't have a right to tell her sister to not call her name because, look, girl, if I don't like what you're doing with my brand, I will tell you to stop. Right? But like, why does it always seem like Nikki's just always in the wrong? Like the way she comes out, it's not even like a good statement. It's almost like she's struggling through something as she's trying to speak and explain herself, and it's just like, why? just literally come talk to her, don't talk to her, make a statement. But like this weird, she's no talent, she's mooch, like that's family business that we don't need to hear. Someone said, I don't always know when Themis is being serious. As a general note, just assume I'm not. As a general note, just assume I'm not. Someone said Nicki is not talented. Absolutely not. Nicki is the best female rapper out right now. She is talented. She is. She is talented. No, apparently Nicki does help this lady out. I don't know. I don't look into their finance. I'm telling y'all that I didn't even know Nicki Minaj. Like, you know how there are people who are expert on like rappers and like the female rap world. Like, I talk about what I like and what I know, but like I know nothing about these people's personal life. I literally did not know Nicki Minaj had a sister. Nicki Minaj is the number one female rapper in the game right now. Argue who? Drop a name. Let's argue. Let's argue. Go ahead. Drop a name. Drop a name. Drop a name. Drop a name. I'm waiting. I don't see no name. I said right now, like right now, girl, it's not Megan the Stallion. Megan the Stallion tour can't even touch Nicki's. Megan the Stallion first week records can't touch. Like, no. Megan, no. Megan is actually a really good rapper. I will give Megan second place. No. Megan got bars with her one flow. She does. I am now a Megan fan, by the way. Right now, come on, Themis. You lying on her dead career, lying on her dead career. She's literally on a world tour Nicki Minaj is on a sold out world tour right now. None of the new girls' album, including Megan Thee Stallion, they have not touched her worst selling album, which is Queen, I think. I don't know if it's Queen actually. But the last album she dropped, they can't touch that. Pink Friday 2, none of them touching that. Pink Friday, none of them touching that. So, like, what do you all mean? She's been in this game for 10 years strong and she's still in the game. Like, she's not even off this generation and she's still running the game in sales. We're talking about her sales and her tour without any push from any major labels. Someone said bars. Drop the Megan bar. Drop the Megan bar and I'll drop the Nicki bar. Drop the Megan bar and I'll drop the Nicki bar. Go ahead. Drop a Megan bar. Go ahead. Let's do it. Let's put these women against each other. Get them glow. To be fair, y'all making me look like you all are making me look like a Megan hater, and I'm not. I've become a fan of Megan. I didn't really like her like that because I defend her because I don't like her being attacked. But I wasn't a fan of her artistry until I saw her perform. She's a great performer. She's a better performer than Nicki Minaj. And until I got into her flow, because it's just like very similar. It's familiar. It sounds like all Megan songs sound exactly the same to me. All the Megan songs sound exactly the same to me. I've just now caught the flow and liked the flow. The Doechii person, I actually like her. What it is, what's up? Every good girl need a little thugger. Whatever she said, I like that song. Beyonce is the best rapper, period. All right. So now that we have thoroughly concluded that conversation, you all can figure out now and agree that Megan Thee Stallion is number 2 and Nicki's number 1. Missy Elliott is a better rapper, I think, but she's not out. She's not doing anything right now. So unfortunately for you, she's not in the running to become America's Next Top Model. You are not going to Hollywood. Mm. All right, so we're good. Someone said sweetie. All right, let's move on. Let's all right, we can move on. We good? All right, we're good. All right, let's continue. So this lady came out crying online, talking about she'll do anything for her husband. Pause. I don't think people really know what they're asking for. They just be asking for things. And they think the grass is greener, and it's not. Look, until y'all pry, until y'all drag the crown from Nicki's cold, dead hands, y'all not gonna get it. Nicki is not giving up. Nicki is not easing up. Doja Cat is actually really good. I don't know if it's fair to put Doja Cat in the rap category. I don't know that yet, but um, I think Doja Cat might be the next Supreme. Actually, if Doja is on some other stuff, and I can't get with the Doja stuff. But like, she's like really talented, but like it might be coming from another world right now because Doja is just on a Doja girl she's talented though. All right, let's listen to this woman complain. I didn't know you were this much of a. I'm not. I didn't know Nicki Minaj even had a sister. I'm telling y'all, the Barbs be getting mad at me, and the Megan, the horses. What are y'all called? The Megan, are y'all the horses? What are Megan the Stallion fans called? The donkeys, the horses, the camel. Like what is Megan the hottest? Never mind. Never mind. The hottest. What? When? Yeah, I mean the hottest, the stallionettes. Well, y'all, period. Someone said the llamas. Man, I can't be laughing. Someone said thought. Anyway, we gonna drag. Never mind. Let's go back to this lady crying online. By the way, I have one advice. I have one advice. I have one advice. So if you ever feel like, by the way, no. Let me I don't want to leave it like that. I truly have become a person who knows how to appreciate Megan Thee Stallion's music, her bravado, her in your faceness. Like, I actually like it now. And it wasn't something, I'm someone like that likes poetry, particularly in rap. And this is why I like Nicki Minaj's rap style and lyricism, because even though it's still vulgar, there is thoughtfulness behind it. She's not what she's saying is not always what she means. There's like the double entendre thing. And I do like the poetry, even in LLC, even in most of her vulgar music. Like, I like the fact that there is also the undertone is still vulgar, but right, but there is something else. There's like 2 or 3 layers deep. So like I appreciate that. I appreciate a quick punchline, which I think she gets from Lil Wayne. The way Lil Wayne rap, I'm not a fan. But like Nicki Minaj does the same thing with her punchlines. And I appreciate that. And she does it well. Megan the Stallion just gonna tell you what she gonna tell you. And it is just what it is. Right? And I've just now gotten used to and appreciation for that kind of straightforward rap that is just in your face. Say it like you mean it and just be vulgar in that way. Like I've just now gotten an appreciation for that. So like I do like Megan now. Like I do. And I'm a fan. And I of the new girls, Megan is is the top for me because none of them can touch her when it comes to like performing. Like an all round artist, Megan has it. So like period. Like I'm not a Megan hater. Megan is that girl. So like I am a donkey with y'all. I'm a horse. I'm one of her horses. I'm also one of her horses. Period. All right. So now we can move on. Now that I've confessed to liking. No, Themis, Megan has punchline. No, Megan don't have punchline. Megan be throwing punches. Megan don't got punchline. Megan look like she throw punches. Girl. Ain't nobody got time. Megan is very aggressive in her music, and I like it. I like it now. All right, y'all kick me out of the group. It's fine. It's fine. Um, Soy Milk has been a member for 11 months. My number one issue with Nikki is asking for her flowers when she didn't give them when she first came out. True. True. Yeah, I don't, to be fair, I don't care for Nikki whining and crying online. Like, I don't care. I don't care for any of these artists whining and crying online. Girl, if we don't want to give you flowers, we don't give you flowers. It is what it is. You are, you're a busker. Like like y'all perform, and the idea that like musicians and actors feel like they have like we are supposed to like worship them and like people are supposed to. Ain't nobody care, girl. You're busking for your money. It is what it is. Um, and so like ain't nobody have time to give you no flowers. But like period. Flo Milli is underrated. All right, let's move on. Little Kim hasn't. No, Little Kim is a legend. I'm gonna draw that line right there. Little Kim is a legend. That's that on that. There's nothing more to discuss. All right. If you ever feel sad, right, and you want to cry online about wanting a man or whatever, my advice to you is like, don't, don't do it. The Megan, these don't be Megan. No, it's not that great. That song only did well because Nicki Minaj decided to have a meltdown. Like let's move on. Don't do this. Don't be her. Whatever you do, whatever you be not her. Don't be her. Whatever you decide to be in life, just don't do this, please.
Need a husband. I'm tired of singleness. I'm 39 years old. Very soon I'll enter menopause. Please. I need a husband in my life. No matter what you are doing, I'm going to marry you. Are you a barrel pusher? Are you a beggar? Are you a conductor? Please marry me. Please, I'm going to sponsor the marriage. I'm going to give you money to pay my bride price. I'm going to sponsor the wedding with my money. Please come and marry me. I'm tired of singleness.
All right, I can't listen to all of it. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to all of this. I'm going to say quickly, I don't know if this is a joke. All these little skit needs to stop. Like this is weird and wild and diabolical. Like stop doing it. It is really dreadful to watch. And like obviously I'm gonna treat it as if it's true now. Projecting to the world that you have low self-esteem and you will accept anything is a bad, a bad idea. The kind of person you attract in this way generally tends to not be the one that wants to care for you and be there for you. You usually get someone who wants to exploit use, and then discard. It is not wise to put this kind of messaging out there to tell the world that you are this desperate. Also, it highlights that you don't get to choose. You are the one who someone decides if and when they want to come into your life, and you cannot set any standards at all. There is nothing more to say here outside of don't do this, not online and not in real life. It is not wise to be begging like this for someone to be in your life. And also, this is the height of entitlement. And apologies, apologies for what I'm about to say. You do not, you do not no, that's too mean. You should not believe that you are entitled to someone else's time or companionship. You are not. If you cannot find a way to live by yourself and you need someone to fulfill who you are, to fulfill you, that is a problem. That is a problem. You cannot. You cannot. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Now you think of me censoring myself. I have a job. You cannot expect other people to complete you. You will only stifle that other person. It is a very difficult thing unless you guys find the other person who is also codependent and you all create this toxic and sometimes not that toxic, codependent kind of relationship, which is not healthy in the least bit. It does not work. If you cannot find happiness and security by yourself, you're going to be dependent on someone else to be pouring into you, and that is tiring. Like, it is sad. Like, think about this for a minute. If you're like, oh my God, I just want my person to make me happy, I want to feel complete, that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Like, do that on your own and be happy with what you have and who you are, and then share that with someone else. I've said this before. It is wild to think that you're going to have someone to come in and take care of you and make you feel whole. That is a lot of work. That is a lot of burden. And every time you're sad, you're going to expect that other person to make you feel good. Make yourself feel good. Find happiness by yourself so you are not dependent on someone for that happiness. Now, imagine this. Imagine you do find that one person. That person will have complete control over your emotional state. That is wild. That is wild. If you give someone the complete authority to determine whether or not you're happy or sad, you feel energetic, you feel like working, you feel like living, you have given that person your whole life. That is what you do when you wait on someone to come into your life before you start living. That don't make no sense. This is sad, and I do understand that all of Hollywood and the media tell women in particular, so I recognize it's easier for me as a man to say this, that you need to find a man. And that's when you're complete. I recognize that's a thing that happens. Please find a way to get over it. Please find a way to get over it. It is not right. It is not okay to be so completely dependent on someone else. One, is not fair to them, but you put yourself up to be used, abused, and discarded. That is wild. Now, don't take none of my advice because I don't give advice, but like, that is wild. No person can complete any person but self, period, full stop. Another person cannot complete you, and you cannot complete someone else. It is delusion to think it's possible. Thank you. Thank you. And in that, we can move on after I read these two. Have you been asked to share themes with other women in that chat? You may be entitled to come. Look, I went on 3 dates with the same person. And after the third date, I got a message that says, hey, you're amazing, you're great, haha, you are the perfect person, blah, blah, blah. And I think we should be together. And I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. And the person, I didn't say it like that. The person got so upset and realizing, like, I don't like rejecting people, like, as a general matter, but I realized it had nothing to do with me. That other person, which is also why I said I'm not going to get into a relationship until like maybe next year. All relationship foolishness is on hold until next year, until I figure my own stuff. But I think that it is weird to expect me, and this is, I'm taking the side of the other person. I am not there to fulfill your emotional needs. Like, I am not that for you. If you don't know how to fix that, and definitely not after 3 dates. Like, I am not there for that, right? And you need to be an adult enough to be on your own. I don't care how beautiful you are. You have to do that on your own. Like, we could look good together on paper, but you now need to figure out your own self-esteem. And I'm going to be over here happy by myself because I ain't nobody got time for that, right? And I don't think it's right to demonize the other person who says no, because you do actually have to do the work on your own. I find that weird. And I do find that, like, oftentimes people start crying, like, oh, they didn't want me. They're a terrible person. It's like, no, you need to figure this out on your own. Relationship, I massage it too. And relationship scare, it doesn't scare me. It just needs to be organic and real. And I need you to be fully actualized, because I cannot, like, it is not right. I'm projecting right now, mind you. I don't think it's right to want people to be everything for you. Like, that's wild. Like, figure that out on your own. All right, let's move on to Big Sean. So, Charlemagne the God is messy. Charlemagne the God is absolutely messy. And I'm actually here for this mess. I'm here. This is the kind of mess that I'm here for, right? 3 days. Yeah. Don't, yeah. So Charlemagne the God is interviewing Big Sean and ask him about Jhene Aiko, and like, Jhene girl, if you're watching and you're like, oh, this is my man and I'm gonna stick beside him, girl, period. Because what's her name? Naya Rivera, in her book, she done told you everything you needed to know about Big Sean. And I don't understand why women decide this man has been toxic to every woman in his life, but I'm going to be different. Why? Why are you going to be different? How? How? It is weird. It is weird, mind you, that women always think, and I think this is because it's a competition thing set up by society, that they're going to get a different man. I'm sorry. I know y'all love her and she's pedestalized, but I have to bring it up. It's like Sierra. It's like Sierra. When Sierra got with Future, and I saw that mess. I don't remember where I was, but I saw that mess, and they were engaged, and there was a picture of Sierra and all of Future's baby mamas together, and they're like, "We are a happy blended family." Meanwhile, Future was cheating on her with one of the baby mama. Don't know which one it was. And like, she come out shocked and talking about, oh my God, I'm breaking off the engagement. Thankfully, she moved on. Thankfully, she found better. But like, you got pregnant and you were with this man who had like umpteen other baby mamas and babies, and you thought, like, did she ever think because I am more famous, I'm richer, I'm more beautiful? I don't remember what them girls look like, so I don't actually believe that as a statement. I'm just saying that's probably what's in people's head. You thought you were going to get a better man. Like, Future is Future. It is not the woman's fault why Future is a bad person. He just is a bad person. And you getting with a bad person says more about your view of other women than your view of yourself and your view of the man you're with. Like, how are you going to sit there, Sierra, right, and be with this man, engaged to this man after he's dogged out so many other women and had so many other children and created so many other broken homes? Like, they, I wasn't sorry for. I was so happy for her. She leveled up. She made that song, "Yummy Yummy," all in her tummy or whatever she said. I was here for that. But prior to that, I was like, okay, girl. I mean, it is what it is. It is like, how you gonna see Future and decide, yep, that's the one? Talking about I upgraded you. Like, of course you upgraded him. Sorry, that annoyed me because it felt like Sierra was like, I'm better than those girls. I'm going to get a different man. And it's like, all right, all right, girl, we'll see. You see you back in five. Oh, well, not before I finish the sentence, he cheated. Got it. All right. So now that's out of the way. We are now on to Big Sean because Big Sean apparently was cheating on Naya Rivera with the ponytail girl with the high notes and cheating on her with someone else. Girl, Big Sean has been running amok. And Naya Rivera wrote a book and said Big Sean was a terrible person and that Big Sean only wanted to be with people when they had fame because Big Sean showed up to things that he shouldn't have showed up to and he always wanted to be seen. I actually like the book. If you haven't read the book, you don't have to buy it, but there's an audio version, and I remember reading or listening to it a while ago. R.I.P. to her, and I couldn't find it. But last night I went and I listened to the entirety of this on here. It is a very good book. The way she reads it is actually nice. And if you want to hear mess and behind the scenes things with glee, you should read it. But chapter 7 to 10, she talks about Big Sean. She talked about Big Sean, and you can go and hear all of that. I'm not going to play it because I do actually want to end this in time. So let's ignore this for a second and go back to the interview. But all I'm telling you is Naya Rivera told the world that Big Sean ain't it, will never be it, and is one of the worst people in the world, essentially. And I Don't F With You apparently is a song about her, and she begged him to not put her business in the song, and he did anyway and dragged her. So after all of that, Jhene Aiko decided, you know what? You know who I'm gonna date? I'm gonna date Big Sean. So this is Big Sean talking about whether or not he gonna marry Jhene Aiko.
Getting married. Y'all already did one of those secret industry weddings? No, there has not been a secret industry marriage. I think that it's a little personal, you know what I mean? But just like, to be real with you, just like any people who have dealt with love, we've had our ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's still finding the right navigation through it all. I don't know if to me, marriage symbolizes like the best relationship. You know, people be like, "Oh, you got to get married." To me, I feel like having a relationship is first and foremost, and like marriage is a byproduct of that. I feel like a lot of people get the idea of like, "Oh, you have to get married," but then it's like, to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced.
Why is he doing this? Please, someone. When are you gonna marry her? We are working that out right now. Hopefully, it'll come in the future. I love her, and blah. Right? End it there. Like, we're working this out now. We're together. We're happy, and we're working through. Like, what are you? It's not perfect. It has to be perfect. She has to work on some things. I have to work on some things. I can't marry someone until the relationship is perfect. She needs. Girl, what are you doing? Like someone said, I feel like Jenny likes toxic. Yeah. I listen to her songs and I realize that she does this really soft voice, but all she talking about is some just know that her lyrics are, I because like when she's singing, I'm usually not listening sing rapping. I'm not listening to the words. I just like the beat and like okay, whatever. But then I hear like I listen to the actual words. She's like, girl, that girl had a pocket. She had a line. And he has a type from Naya Rivera to Ariana Grande to Jhene Aiko. There's a type here. There is a very specific aesthetic, but ain't nobody care because they all getting the same, man. He treating them exactly the same. He don't care nothing about none of them people. So like I just ignore like all of that and get to the point that he just not that guy. When in conflict, employ the use of Venn diagram. Period. I love Venn diagrams. We gonna drag the Democrats on Friday.
The divorce rate's so fucking high, and I am someone who I'm not like discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't gonna get married. But what I'm saying is that it's just I would like to do a lot. I would like to, and I don't like putting our personal business out there like that either. But there's a lot of work that needs.
Who is telling you to put your personal business out there? You could have literally said, we're working on it. I love her. We're in a good place right now. Like, end it. Like, that's it. Or like, something like you could have been, why are you going into this Dusty Die tribe about anything at all? Like, no one is asking you to do anything. You're intentionally choosing to publicly shame this woman. You're intentionally choosing to speak more than you need to in an effort to drag this woman. I would ask why, but I don't care. Like, I would ask why. I would ask why, but I actually don't care. She like it, I love it. When I don't understand women who decide to go with a toxic man and expect anything different. So in my mind, Jhene Aiko knows exactly what she was getting into, and this is what she wanted. Like that's all I can say, because it's not like she didn't know. Why is Amarian and his cousin so toxic?
Needs to be done. I feel like in general.
But think of somebody who's been with their woman for 26 years, right? It's always gonna be ups and downs.
Period.
The work's never gonna stop.
Yeah.
Especially raising
26
kids.
years?
Been with her 26 years. Got married in 2014.
Oh,
so you're married with 10.
Wow.
So
I'm not listening to the rest of this. I'm bored because Charlemagne gonna tell him, girl, just go marry he doesn't want to marry her. Telling him to just marry her is useless. Let him go find his true love. Ain't nobody got time. Let's go now, finally, to Kehlani. So Kehlani is this social justice warrior person. She is out here fighting this and fighting that. That's her and Karuchi. They were friends or whatever. Kehlani then went and took a picture with Chris Brown. So apparently Kehlani and Chris Brown are friends. My thing though is for Kehlani to be up here talking about this is why I don't listen to artists about anything. This is why I don't listen to artists about anything. When they sit up there and pretend like they stand for women and victims of DV and they are fighting for this, it is all virtue signaling. They don't believe any of it. I don't really care about any of this. So like the fact that you're out there and people are like, oh, it's just a picture there for, I don't care. She represents herself as a person who stands for women and all of that. And if you do that, I'm going to hold you to the standard. And you being friends with Chris Brown is antithetical to your position as someone who cares about women. I don't care. That is my position on that. So she getting dragged all over Beyonce internet. And then I started feeling bad. She's getting dragged. When I say she's getting dragged across the internet, I have some of them up. We'll get through. Black men are not expected to take care of their kids, so it's easier for men to create a baby mama than a wife. Yeah, it feels that way. It feels that way. It does. It does feel that way. Because it's like, what do you mean she's good enough to be the mother of your child, but it's not good enough to be your wife? Like it feels. Ugh. Anyway, so she posted. She's online now getting dragged, And her baby father, I was gonna say her baby daddy, but before we even get to her baby daddy, let me show y'all something that happened. There was once upon a time, Kehlani had came out and said she was suffering and she was thinking about unaliving her. Trigger warning, unaliving herself, right? And this is what Chris Byrne had tweeted in 2016. So this was a while ago, but the internet keeps receipt. I didn't find it, it found me. It said, there is no attempting that. Stop flexing for the gram, doing ish for sympathy, so them comments on your pics don't look so bad. This is your friend. This your friend. Anywho, so you know how Twitter be twittering. She's there talking about what she want to do and all of that. Then boom, her baby daddy comes out and let us know that he is suing for custody. Yeah, this is so disgusting. It's like, so apparently Kehlani found a random man on Twitter who is like, okay, let me leave that alone. That's not important. And so they decide to have a child together, which I actually find like autonomy and all of that. Period. She got her baby dad. They're not together. It wasn't like we should be together. I think they just wanted to have a child together. They're like, our phenotypes are gonna phenotype in this child, and so they have their child together. And now he's suing for custody and claim that Kehlani is in an S cult and that the child is in danger and he needs to take the child because Kehlani does not protect the child and that Kehlani is being controlled by this cult. Um, I don't know how much of this I believe. I was trying to read through some of the documents, but like it's not that I got bored because like that sounds weird, but I did get bored. I was like, girl, ain't nobody, no. And also, I don't want to put the child's information out here, but Kehlani did respond, and she had the following to say. She said, what has been published in the media over the past 24 hours is incredibly hurtful, inaccurate, inappropriate, and simply untrue. I wanted to take the time to ensure that I responded to these accusations from a calm and considerate space rather than a reactive one. I strongly deny any claims that I have put my child in harm's way or left my child alone with anyone deemed dangerous or unsafe. Deemed dangerous or unsafe by whom? I also I also do not align with any of the allegations. I also do not align. Okay, girl, get your chakras together. With any of the allegations made against my former religious community that have been stated in the media. So, were you part of a cult? I mean, because like this don't say I am not a part of any cult. I am not a part of any cult, nor have I ever been a part of any cult. So I don't know if she's like not gonna deny that she wasn't a part of a cult. So like that's weird. That's weird. I have always taken great care to ensure that my child remains protected and safe at all times. My child and my commitment to motherhood have always been my sole driving forces in this life and will always remain so. My child and my commitment to motherhood have always been my sole driving force. And that can't be true because before you had a child, you didn't have any. All right, girl, whatever. This is who I am and what I have always been focused on. This is a legal, private, familial matter that will be handled accordingly, and I will now be taking space for my own personal well being and, most importantly, for the well being of my child. Thank you for your support and for respecting our privacy. Girl, ain't nobody on this internet have. I don't know why you're thanking people for respecting something that they didn't do. I will not be commenting further, and will let the legal due process take place. All right. So, because of her response, by the way, this is the only reason I'm talking about it. This is the only reason. Because now, when you say my former, let me show you where. I also do not align with any of the allegations made against my former religious community. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Are you saying it didn't happen, that it did happen, that it is a cult, but you were not a part of it? Are you saying you were a part of it but didn't know, and the things that were happening in this cult you were unaware of? Like, this sentence right here feels so confusing to me. And it feels like it was intentionally confusing as to not deny anything or claim anything. So it remains ambiguous if they go to court. And if you do not categorically deny the cult aspect or being in a cult, like, why wouldn't you? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this statement, this very specific statement. Like, it is word salad, but it seems like it's intentionally so. Like, this feels, I also do not align with any of the, what do you mean you do not align with? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, oh, I do not align. You don't align with what? No, what? That don't make no sense to me. Black women have shown black men that abandoning their children is okay by continuing to have children with black men despite the abandonment. Black women have made it easier for black men to create baby mamas instead of wives. I want to disagree, but I don't. I don't think this is blaming black women in the most direct sense, but I do actually agree that, like, I don't know, like, it feels like it is easier in the community to have to decide to commit to a child than to commit to a marriage, which is wild. Because, like, the truth is, even if you commit to a marriage, you can still leave the marriage. Like, the child is permanent. Like, the child is, and I'm not saying you should marry, right? Like, yeah, it's cause and effect. I agree with that. I'm not saying get married and marriage is going to solve everything, because y'all know that that's not true, right? But, like, when it comes to, like, people thinking marriage is more important and more of a commitment, like, that is wild to me, where you can literally dissolve a marriage. Like, a marriage is not permanent. And so the child is way more permanent and more important than the marriage. So it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I agree. So thank you. So I don't know if Kehlani is in a cult. However, what I do know is they dragging her online. That is what I do know. I do know they're dragging her online. This person says, I'm not going to go through these comments because I actually wanted to be done before, and I ran through so I could be done before 2 hours. Me, after finding Kehlani defending Kehlani to my last breath, only to find them to be posted up with Chris Brown a few days later. Girl. Chris Brown knew what he was doing posting that pic with Kehlani. Blah, blah. The thing is, I'm not going to go through these because I was going through them and they were funny. Thank you, Finn, by the way. I appreciate that. What the thing is, Kehlani came out and decided to post up with Chris Brown. Chris Brown posted that image, and she's been getting dragged viciously online. She has been. The baby daddy is coming out with all kinds of stuff, and people have just been really vile towards her. The issue is Chris Brown is nowhere to be seen. Chris Brown is not about to defend this woman. Chris Brown just caused a bunch of problems by posting the picture and disappeared, and now Kehlani has to fight for herself. And ain't nobody got time. I'm not about to sit here and defend Kehlani because it is what it is. If you are friends with Chris Brown, I feel like that says a lot about you. If you are publicly friends with Chris Brown and supporting her career, I think that says a lot about you. And I don't believe you are, I am pro women, I am pro victims, I care about humanity, I care about people. I don't believe none of that. I believe absolutely none of that. Black women are reinforcing bad behavior over generation by continuing to have children with these high risk. I think it is really, really unfortunate that, like, I think the conversation around single motherhood has been really, really sad online in the way that I don't see a lot of people engaging with the parent that is not there. And I feel like I'm exhausted from talking about the importance of the dad taking responsibility and accountability for their absence. Because I feel like you can't blame the person who stayed, but I do actually agree that we reinforce behaviors when we don't punish or push back against what we deem to be bad behavior. And I don't think we hold men accountable at all generally for children. Like even Tasha K, thank you, Sin. Even Tasha K was saying this, where she's like, "Oh, they pay child support." That is not being that is literally not being a father. In any case, it's at 150. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again later. Bye. I have an event tomorrow, but I think after that event, I might be able to come home and do this tomorrow night. So I might be able to come home and do a live stream. If not, it's fine. I do really appreciate you all so much for sticking with me. The Friday night live streams hopefully will maintain the political elements, and we'll do that. But the weekday live stream, when I come home and if I'm able to do it, I will just make the other topics part of the weekday live stream and save the political stuff for Friday. So again, thank you all for the support. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you Thursday night. And I think we'll just finish watching the Tasha K thing, depending on what happens. So, again, I appreciate you all. I'm going to go and eat and maybe watch an episode of something and then go back to work. All right. Have a good night. Bye. You were late, and that's unfortunate. I will keep this up, though. I will keep this up unless the Discord disagree. Bye.